Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Force and Destiny. We're continuing the mountaintop rescue. This is actually called Lure of the Lost. We have a couple housekeeping things to go over. First of all, it's our sponsors. You can see them on the screen here. We have Skull Splitter Dice. If you're interested in some good dice, unfortunately they don't make Force and Destiny dice, or I'd buy them, but they do make Dungeons and Dragons dice.
They did just come out with like a smoke and fire metal set. It's like
a
silver nickeled with a red numbering. It looked pretty sharp.
Oh, it looks sweet. Yeah, no, I saw it and I agree. Yeah. Travis is tired.
I am.
And so if you need some new dice, they are for Dungeons and Dragons, not for Force and Destiny or Genesis. Go to Skull Splitter, use the link down below, and use the promo code FeatherFall for 10% off your first order. We are also sponsored by Found Familiar Coffee. If you're interested in getting some coffee during this quarantine, it's the perfect time. I mean, they got a ton of flavors. They're awesome people. They're really good in the community. Be sure to just support them and then use the link foundfamiliar.com/featherfall, and that'll get you 10% off your first order using the promo code FeatherFall. Pretty simple. Schedule coming up. We don't have anything until Wednesday. Yeah, so we have our session 0 of Wildmount on Wednesday, so we'll be starting that off. We got some pretty amazing people in that group. It'll be myself, Chris, Travis, Hitchhiker of the Mind, Ty, I'm sure you're familiar with him, Lynn Meyer, you can find them on Twitter, which is pretty cool, and then Bell, you can find her over on twitch.tv. So pretty fun cast, and it's going to be fun. It's the Critical Role universe of Wildmount. If you're into season 2, it'll be a ton of fun. And then that Sunday will be Curse of Strahd episode 9
and double
digits, episode 10.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. So where you guys came in last week was that you were all contacted by your, in some way, Force trainer. Wasn't really Jedi yet. Heath and Romand, and you were brought to the planet of Spintir, which is on the outer rim. In some way or another, you all transported here in a vehicular fashion, and you guys climbed Mount Telek, and you fought some hunters, ambushed. They were crazed by the dark side. Their brains have been melted by the Force, the dark side of it, rather. And then you pushed your way forward into, avoiding some mercenaries guarding a bridge, you pushed your way forward into the Jedi Temple. You were able to find Malefax, who was the capturer of Heath and Romand, and dispatch them pretty easily, along with his 2 mercenaries keeping guard, and you save the day. And where we pick up, it's been about 2 days of you guys kind of hanging out in your, resting up, healing some of your wounds. So everybody should be back to normal. You have no wound, and your strain has been brought back to full or 0.
Right.
Actually, you're at your strain. I'm just kidding. No, you're back. It's like a long rest, everybody. So what have you all been doing in your 2 days of...
I can't wait for the GM to suddenly deal 2 damage to our strain again at the start of the game.
It's a great mechanic, isn't it?
Come on, sucker punching me.
Yeah, so 2 days. We'll go around the table. We'll start with Dow. Dow, what were you doing in your 2 days off?
Shoot,
that's me, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
I am playing Dow. Just a refresher, he is a Zabrak mystic. He's kind of excited just to be out and about and off of his home world, where he was kind of forced into education and living a certain way. So he's excited that he's getting to spread out, and he's going to spend a lot of his time just getting to know each and every individual, kind of personally sharing little anecdotes with everybody and just trying to figure out what makes them tick. I think he would spend some time around Serinda, not so much talking, but more just acting as a positive being and just trying to change some of her her perceptions of the opposite sex. And yeah, I think he's just kind of like taking it all in, really, and excited to be out.
Okay, we'll go to Surrenda. What have you been doing?
And she didn't actively look to talk with it. She didn't actively look to talk with anybody, but she's not going to like shy away from anyone who approaches. She still doesn't really know Tarvest. She's kind of like on the fence about him. Dow has left a slightly good impression on her. A light respect, but she also just likes to tease him, fortunately.
A little browsing.
Yeah. He's one of those people who's like very monk-like, it seems, and she's a bit more charge-forward, bullheaded, I guess. Speaking of bullheaded, she has actually gotten along with Pawn. She can't find a reason to hate him. He seems to be nice. He's too dumb to be like schemy or anything, so honest, good person. When she's not working hunting on or talking with Dow, she'll generally be out wandering the wilderness or working on her KYA fighting style.
Okay, that's fair. GM lost. That's weird. Actually, Typo, you may want to double check your noise gate too, because you cut out during your sentence.
Sorry, what sentence?
All of them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
Been in and out.
So just double check, lower your noise gate in the settings if you can. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and move to Pawn. Pawn, do replay.
Hey, Pawn is a Nautilin, head tentacled, water breather, big-eyed type. He's got a happy-go-lucky attitude because he just wants just freedom, fresh air, good people. And right now he's just like, I'm just gonna make sure that everything's patched up. My robot arm that I lost a while back, I'm just gonna do some maintenance on my arm, make sure that's up and running, and then I'm gonna go fishing. I'm just gonna go fishing and make a bunch of fried fish for my friends, my new friends. They're great.
Love it. Yeah, there's a couple lakes you could go dig into. Okay, Tarast.
Taras spent a lot of his time exploring the temple a little bit just to see what's going on. That's kind of it from his history. It's what he's loved to do. But most importantly, he wanted to catch up and spend some time with Heth and Romans, just catching up, figuring out what's going on, what's happened to each other because they haven't seen each other in a while, and trying to just kind of overcome the, I guess, misguided perhaps reason that they had to separate, because it was believed to be that Taras was endangering Romans. So it's been a relief for him to see her again. And other than that, spent some time just trying to get used to practicing and learning the lightsaber a little bit more.
And did anybody check out the archives, look into any of it about the planet or anything?
I would have skimmed them.
Yeah, I would have skimmed around, looked, and if there were any details that caught my eye, maybe.
Sure.
Are there any combat manuscripts or anything about machines?
No, there are nothing about machines, but both Tarast and Surrenda, if you want to give me a knowledge check.
I would say too, if there was like any manuscripts on just everyday living and life outside of, I mean, because that's Dow's thing, is he's trying to figure out how other people live. So
give me a knowledge check as well. So your difficulty is going to be 2 purple.
Knowledge. What would that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry.
I got 2 successes and 2 threats. Oh, shit, what the fuck happened to my voice?
I get a boost dice on this, so yeah, definitely, this makes sense.
You said 2 purple, right?
Yeah, 2 purple.
There we go.
2 successes, 1 advantage for me.
Okay.
And I'll keep tally for advantages too, if you don't mind. Nobody else wants to.
I got 1 triumph and 1 threat.
Okay, so we're gonna just treat a triumph like a success here. Sorry, I got a beard hair on my tongue. It wouldn't go away. So it's the worst.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So, Dow, we'll start with you. So as you're reading, you realize you find a lot about this planet, and you find that this planet is pretty much. So just to be clear, what wasn't explained in the first one was that you guys came into a starport here called Reles, R-E-L-E-S, and that's the only real town on this planet. Everything else is uninhabited. It's just... Sorry, Harvey's... He's playing with his mask over there.
I'm not doing anything.
So it's uninhabited. There's small pockets of farmers, but the villages are 100 people at most. And then there's roaming bands of hunters and foragers. They're out there, but other than that, Reles is the only town here, and that's you also kind of tie in. That's why the Jedi came here and built a temple. And Surrender, what were you looking for specifically?
Surrender was looking for combat manuscripts or anything regarding machines.
No, there's not too much here in the way of the archives really only talk about Spintier, and Spintier is the planet itself is very removed from technology. So as you even notice, like the hunters using slug rifles, that is like what is lower form than a blaster. And I know Harvey, you were talking about slug rifles in the chat, but for the most part, a blaster is like the better weapon and the more civilized weapon. If you were to think about it in like Fallout, it's the crappy guns that you get right at the start, the repeaters, versus like the plasma and weapons. So you realize that there's not a ton of technology here. There's other than Reles, which is, you do know it's a nice town. It is. So if you were to think of where this module takes place, it's between 3 and 4. Episodes 3 and 4. So it's after Order 66 has happened. And so the Jedi are few and far between, if any, right?
As far as you know, non-existent.
Yeah, so you know that this is under Imperial control. But there's not a ton of technology, so you don't find much. Go ahead, Harvey.
I want to make another note about slug throwers, is that the reason that they deviated away from slug throwers and went to laser technology is that slug throwers had a danger of puncturing the hull of your ship. And so when you're fighting laser battles and you're trying to keep the ship and yourselves alive, you don't want to puncture the hull, so everyone started shifting to lasers.
Perfect.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that would be the worst. Taras, what were you looking for?
I was not looking for anything specific, just trying to learn about the area. I have a bit of an archaeological history throughout my time after Order 66, so
Sure.
that's it. Just looking to see.
So, what you realize about this planet, and it was so secluded that the Jedi came here for meditation. So you find that in there. They came here for meditation because there's nobody here. To reset their balance, essentially, to ensure that they can recover from the strain that they're being put through every single day. They would come here to recenter. You've also found certain text where it's essentially, as terrible as it sounds, conversion therapy from dark side back to light side. So they have ways to reinstill the light side of the Force in people. You also find there's something weird that happens on this planet that you've never heard of before. It's called the Vergence, where in the actual text that you find, it talks about where you could go to somewhere and you could see the light side and the dark side actually meeting and kind of balancing visually.
Interesting.
Does that have like a visual aspect to it? Like you can literally see these two combatant forces coming together?
From what it says, it does have and what you understand, it does have a visual aspect to it.
Nice.
Noise. Okay.
Nice.
Does it describe anything about like what that visual looks like? Is it like actually look like people, or
It doesn't.
we just know it's visual in some way?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's kind of old and faded. It doesn't really tell much more about it.
Archaic drawings of ephemeral forces clashing yet balancing.
Weird. Okay. So as you all are kind of huddled around, maybe midday breakfast, second breakfast. Fish from as you huddle around Fish from Pawn, the gatekeeper chimes in, and the holographic form of the gatekeeper appears before you, a grave expression upon his face. When he observes that you are all present, his countenance lightens somewhat, but remains serious. My young friends, I have been consulting with your mentor, and she has done much to convince me of your worthiness. It appears that in these dark times, you may be the Temple's best hope. However, I am in truth no more capable than Romand or yourselves of revealing the Temple's secrets. I am currently the Temple's sole gatekeeper, but once I was one of 3. The curator who recorded what my fellows wrought and oversaw. The holocrons that housed them were lost even before Malefax arrived. However, and without their aid, I am much diminished. You must retrieve these holocrons in order to restore the temple. Fortunately, I sense that one of them remains nearby. If you can retrieve the first holocron, you may be able to locate the other and restore the temple to its full functionality.
Okay, that sounds simple enough. But question, what should we look for as a holocron? Because I'm still just getting over the fact that you're not a ghost.
He goes, please follow me.
Okay.
And you guys walk into the actual holocron chamber. And honestly, it doesn't say in here what it looks like, and I can't remember what it looks like. I'm going to assume it looks like some orb of some sort, which sounds great. Harvey, you could probably tell me.
Polyhedron?
Sure.
What does a holocron look like?
I think they vary in size and shape, but they're usually like a pyramid is like usually like dark side if I remember right, and it's like usually like an orb or like a dodecahedron.
That's what I thought as well. And there's 3 pedestals here, and you see one pedestal has this like spherical orb on there that seems to be locked into place. And as he talks, it lights up, and it just, you could tell it's what's operating the gatekeeper. It is this. There are 2 others, the Warden and the Jailer.
I see. She fingers a stone in her hand, comfortable in the knowledge that this is the heart of this ghost. But, no, she knows it's a hologram now. So, important question I have to ask. Are you able to lift your own holocron thing out of here?
I cannot. I'm merely just a part of this.
How the fuck did the other ones get out?
Well, somebody clearly came in and took them.
She blinks and unsure of how they took the others.
Well,
so I guess.
So we gatekeepers
was it people that you trusted took them and they forgot to return them?
I'm not entirely sure, but I will say we gatekeepers have limited direct influence over the temple. What others had the greater share of what power we had, but they were unable to remain active at all times. During these energy-saving cycles, some years ago, wild beasts damaged the housing of a holocron and carried it off. The defenses of the temple went inert without the holocron, and scavengers were able to steal into the temple and make off with the other not long before Malefax was gone.
Okay, so a scavenger took one and a beast took another. That's good.
That is correct.
Do you know which one took what?
I suggest... I think I can sense the Warden. I do suggest you start there first. That is the one I can sense.
What was the name of the second one? Warden and the
Jailer.
Jailer. Okay.
And the one you're talking to is the curator.
Okay.
And again, it was carried off by local beasts. Although I do not think they were acting on their own natural instincts. More likely, they were deranged by a dark side presence. There is a vergence in the forest somewhere in this valley. Although I cannot currently access the records detailing this location. Find the vergence, and you are likely to find the lair to which the beasts have taken the holocron. You might consider inquiring with the local villagers. They know nothing of the Force or the holocron, but they are experts on the local wildlife and terrain. I do not know if they would trust anyone coming from the temple, but it may be worth investigating.
If bandits took off with the second one, then it's probable that they don't know what kind of value you have. Otherwise, they would have took both of you.
That is an astute assumption.
I am pretty astute.
So, are you saying the villagers might not be accepting of people from the temple? We might have to lie. Say we are something
We're not
else.
from the temple.
But we're helping the temple, and that is bad enough.
We just
At least perceived to be bad enough.
So we just tell them?
no. We keep that information close to our chest. We don't tell them that we are with the temple.
Exactly. We tell them we're not with the temple.
Oh, your words confuse me, Pawn. Sometimes
I don't see what the confusing part is. We're not
Well-
with the temple.
Sometimes his face says one thing, but his words say another.
I think
Huh.
we just don't bring up the temple at all.
Huh.
Historically, that's brought up a lot of other battles. We don't tell them we're not. We don't tell them we are. If they ask, then maybe we tell them.
So we don't talk about it unless they bring it up, and if they bring it up, we say no.
Number one rule of the temple.
Yes.
So don't talk about the temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pawn, maybe you can get some more of this fish and
Oh,
Bring
yeah!
bring that as a welcoming gift that might buy us some allegiance.
Oh, as a gift. I thought
Yeah.
you guys were hungry. But yeah, no, I'll get more fish.
What? First breakfast was enough. I am full. So did we actually see the Vergence, or were we just reading about it?
You were just reading about it.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
Well, I think we give Pawn enough time to get some fish, and we go to a village and maybe ask about some of these beasts.
And in the map that I sent before, it did show the village. That is the village that is inhabited by people.
Would you mind reposting that?
No, I would not.
No, you won't, or no, you don't mind.
No, I don't. I don't mind. Let me just find it.
It's
I
just
just
so
pinned it.
so many scrolls.
He pinned it. It's pinned.
It's a pinned.
Pawn, go ahead and make a. What kind of check are we making here?
Survival?
Yeah, let's make a survival check. I think that'd be best.
1 yellow, 1 green.
And the difficulty is going to be a 2.
Ain't difficult to gonna be a 2.
Bless you, Travis.
Thank you.
1 failure.
Yeah. So you go fishing in the local lake here, and
Found a boot.
being really excited that your services are called upon. You go in and maybe a little bit more eager than you were before when you were actually getting food just to eat. You come up empty.
Scared them all away because I was just in a flurry.
Yeah. No fish, unfortunately.
Bad news. We ate all the fish.
On. I can see one right swimming in between your legs. And can I try to grab one, grab it with my staff, or just reach down and try to pull one up?
Yeah, make an athletics check, and this will be 3 purple.
Oh,
I love being able to give you guys difficulty. That's,
you assholes!
I'm just making shit up. I don't even, it's gonna be 10 purple. Add it.
I got one
Oh
advantage.
no!
One advantage. So yeah, you go to hit, but unfortunately you can't quite
Alright.
make it. And you maybe hit the fish, but it just swims under and then swims away.
I'm gonna say that I went to
Floats
reach down.
all the way down.
I reached down and tried to grab it and snag it out of the water, and it kind of, and then, see, there was one left.
That's fair.
Guys, you're overcomplicating things. You need to think with your head. Jarvis, shoot it.
Do you really want me to shoot it?
Did I fucking stutter?
Hell, why not?
Just blast.
Like dynamite in the lake, man.
Go ahead.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Go ahead and make a ranged light check, which is at the bottom under combat skills.
Just
And this
imagining
will be-
a hunter going out with a gun, just.
This will be 3 purple.
What you
Clear
guys
the
do
die.
in your game? We shot fish.
Where did you say it was?
At the bottom, under combat skills, it should say ranged light.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong section entirely. Okay, so it's
We're
actually...
actually in a JRPG version, and we're playing the mini game right now of fishing.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
3 successes and 2 threats.
ooh, did you do 3 purple?
Yep.
You did 3 purple. Okay.
Yep. Want me to
You-
screenshot it? I'll screenshot it.
No, you aim and you watch it, and it's the one that Dow kind of clonked with his stick. So it's a little slow, and you catch it, bam, right in the head. You shoot this fish in the head. Its head is disintegrated from the laser blast of your pistol, and you have a dead fish without a head because its laser blast has straight decapitated it.
Well, I don't know how edible it is, but if we come across any beasts, they might like it.
Surrenda holds up her hands as if she was the one who shot it.
Of course.
I did it! Are you not entertained?
Hey,
Uh,
here you go, keep what you kill.
Oh, thank you, Pawn. I'll take it.
Just have a fish body in the head.
all right. I mean,
I don't know if it's much of an offering, but I mean, one fish is done.
Terrast, I think we keep that close to the chest. We don't offer that.
Okay.
I'm sure these.
No?
I'll keep it in my bag.
I'm sure these villagers know how to fish better than we do. This might be a joke to them. But I think you are right. Maybe it could come in handy as bait.
Smart. Okay, so you guys continue down the road. Coming up, successful in your fishing attempt. The mercenaries at the bottom of the bridge, they have long since vacated in the last 2 days. Peacefully, they weren't dispatched. And as you make it to the village, you see that there's a rough fence around it. And standing at the gate to that fence is a group of people. They're a group of villagers just hanging out.
Okay.
Species type?
Human?
Human.
Mm-hmm.
I start walking up.
And as you start walking up, one kind of... He kind of looks...
Hail, well met.
He kind of looks at all of you and he goes... What are you guys doing here?
We were just fishing.
Oh, did you catch anything? What kind of fish
Nope.
are in this
Nope.
lake?
I know not of the name.
Oh, so you just come to our planet and you decide to take the fish, don't even know the name? So you didn't catch
Well,
any?
it's kind of my idea.
No, we didn't catch anything. We're not good fishermen.
I could
I
tell.
like fish from all worlds, so I just like, I went fishing.
I can tell. So what business do you have? You said you're fishing. There's no fish in this town. The fish are in the lake. Do you understand that?
I personally came here to rescue a friend who was captured by a terrible bounty hunter.
Oh, we did that too.
Oh.
Yes. They retreated to this planet because it was far away and secluded from most others. Plenty of wilderness to hide in.
It is secluded. You're all right. And we enjoy that seclusion.
I can imagine why. It seems like a very humble and peaceful town. You must be very proud of it.
We are. Thank you.
Is
for
this guy
noticing.
male or female?
He's male.
Okay. There's the slightly narrowed eyes of Surrenda as she talks to this man, but she's putting on a smile.
So again, I ask you, what are you doing at my village?
Well, we were hoping to come in and do some trade and stock up on some supplies.
Oh.
Because hunting for food can be difficult sometimes.
Okay. Give me a charm check against 2 purple.
Okay. I'm actually surprisingly good at charm. I know, astonishing, right?
Where's my charm? Yep. So 2 green, 1 yellow, 2 purple. 2 advantages and 1 failure.
Ooh. Okay, so go ahead and mark the advantage. The failure, yeah, so he, as you narrow your eyes, he narrows his, and he goes, "Oy, we don't really care for off-worlders. I mean, we keep to our business, and we hunt and we fish, and we just live out here." And he looks
That's
at...
funny. I don't much care for your town.
Well,
Surrenda. 1 second. What if
Role playing the failure.
what if we get some information and we figure out what we need, and then we are able to leave. But we aren't able to leave until we get that information.
what,
Her eyes continue to narrow, but she gives you a nod reluctantly.
and he hears you, and he goes, "What information do you think we have?"
We're looking for something.
And you give me a charm with 3 purple.
Oh, I'm good at charm. 2 yellows and a green.
And you remember,
With
you
3?
can use boost advantage for boost dice.
I'm going to use a boost dice. We have 4 already.
Okay, so go ahead and take 2 away.
Take 2.
Advantage
Yep.
and add a boost dice.
Oh yeah, because it's 2 for 1. It's a 2 for 1 deal.
It's 2 for 1. It's two
Okay.
for.
Not in our favor.
Ooh,
Ooh.
5 advantages.
Well,
At least we're prepared for later.
That's it.
Holy cow, guys!
I don't know what that means for the outcome of the roll because there's no.
I'll turn 1 advantage into a success. So 4 advantage, 1 success. That's fine. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Visitors have not been kind to our village. Everyone is a little on edge right now. I do apologize. What do you seek? What information could we have for you?"
We believe that some beasts may have accidentally
Walked off.
out of character. Do those holocrons come from that temple? Like they're all housed in that one temple, and some of them just okay.
Yes.
Yes, like my friend was saying to Rest, some beasts may have wandered off with a valuable relic. We are trying to track it down.
Do you think that might be why? Maybe some of our friends have gone, I don't know, crazy. Could this be that reason? Because, while we hope that our friends come back from hunting, instead we have complete strangers show up at our gate.
It's possible. We don't quite know enough information about them yet to be able to say if it's related or not.
But do you think it could help?
We might be able to, yeah. It might be able to if we find these relics.
I think it will help once things are back in balance. Everything seems to work out just fine. And maybe this relic will help balance everything else in your village and on this planet.
So yeah, it's a shiny rock.
It is a shining
And
rock.
you said it was beasts? I've never heard of a beast.
Well, some sort of
this?
creature.
Yeah, no creatures here just go and steal things.
And I don't...
Ooh, what's the weirdest, scariest animal on the?
Well, I mean, there's ice wolves. There's stuff deep in the forest. I mean, there's deer. There's like flitter bats. There's a lot of animals here, but none of them that we know would ever really just go in and steal. Did they take anything else? Was it damaged?
We just know they were taken. We don't know for sure if there was damage or not.
Tarast, go ahead and make a streetwise check against 1 purple.
Pawn's hurting himself trying to think.
Is Pawn not the brightest?
No, he is not the. He's got his intelligence is 2. His knowledge is 2 green. His he was raised as a slave. He super naive.
Surrender just takes like a wet cloth and places it over his head to stop him from overheating.
Dabs his brow.
2 successes and 1 advantage.
It sounds like, and so then he responds to your thought of, it sounds like he's talking about the old caves up north. I mean, they're really a bad place to go. Just to be honest with you, some of our hunters have gone up there and they haven't come back. We went in search and all we found were the nastiest. So nasty. Oh my god.
Fill in the blank. This is Mad Libs.
Descriptive powers are incredible.
Ill-tempered. Nasty, ill-tempered ice wolves. I'm sorry, the face is nasty, and it's like every time I hear that, I can't. There's stranger things than animals there. I mean, if you believe in what the people say, what has driven men mad. Not a soul in the village hasn't heard a ghost story about them caves. And some folks standing within our walls today have lived through one, but not many. Folks see visions of terrible things there, or get lured into deadfalls or ice wolf ambushes.
I think Dow right now is totally leaning in and listening to the lore that's coming out of this guy's mouth and just I'm taking these mental notes.
And and then somebody else will chime in. He's like, yeah, they're ghosts. They're just illusions. And then the other guy's like, that's what I was saying.
Ghosts, you say? I wonder what could possibly cause that rumor.
Well, some say it's gotten even worse over the last couple of years. Still, I mean, if you're determined to explore there, I can tell you how to get there, but you won't find anybody from the village helping you.
Don't worry, I'm something of a ghost slayer myself,
She says, holding the rock that she's been holding forever.
Is this cave a problem for your village? And would us going up there and clearing out this problem
I mean, stories told
make your life easier?
of whoever inhabited that temple would go there to... They would make frequent visits to this cave. But ever since that temple has gone uninhabited, nobody goes in there. Nobody comes out.
Booby traps. Sorry.
We will send Pawn in first to trigger all the booby traps. Well, I think this is a good starting point for us. We may have to go in, and hopefully we will come out.
Well, I wish you the best. And honestly, if there's anything that you could do to help, we're sick with madness. We've had our hunters just run off crazy. And,
Is that good?
I mean, if you've seen any of the hunters out there, please help them try to get home. Don't kill them.
I can guarantee that we will do our best.
New mic, who dis? Okay.
Technically not lying.
Okay. And he's like,
and I'd guess we'd ask for like directions of where.
yeah,
this
no,
ice-
he
this
points it
cave
out
is
to you,
and everything. Okay.
and gives you specific directions. It's not very far. It's like an hour walk from where you're at. And you make it there without any issues. It's relatively safe. And the caves ahead of you are likely the location of the holocron you seek, but upon your arrival at the entrance, you cannot help but pause and reconsider your eagerness. The darkness beyond the mouth of the cave seems to be more than the absence of light. It weighs against your vision with a discomfiting pressure, as if offended that someone would dare try to see through its pall. Beyond the initial gloom, you sense a great hunger lying in wait for your unwary prey.
Can I use one of my force powers?
Yeah. Let's do
So
that.
I can spend a force point to sense all living things within a short range. I don't know if that's going to be enough to penetrate into the cave.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Just a force dice. One?
That is correct. One force die. Or you didn't rank it up, did you?
I did
Yeah.
not. Okay. I got a dark side.
So you can take a strain if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And so normally we would roll destiny points here, but it does line it up in this module, but it doesn't really add much other than how we're doing this, because it's more long-term campaign stuff. So yeah, as you do that, you do sense the little mice-esque figures in there. Other than that, it's pretty uninhabited.
All right, I interrupted your narrative of the cave. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Beyond the initial gloom, you sense a great hunger lying in wait for unwary prey. But beyond that, you sense a spark of light. Some remnant of hope and life that steels you against the malevolent presence. Your quarry lies ahead, you're sure of it now.
Don't sense much moving around, but small little creatures.
Well, there's no way to go but forward.
I pull out like a little, I don't know, a phone or something, and just like turn on the light.
You have a light, but as you turn the light on it, it's like it just dies into this darkness, right? So it's light out, and you would imagine that even the light would penetrate into the cave, and if you're going to even light your lightsaber, it kind of just, the dull glow of it just dies into this darkness. As everybody steps through, go ahead and give me a discipline check against 1 purple.
Ooh.
3
One
advantages.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, I'll mark that. 1, 2, 3. I had 1 advantage, 1 triumph.
1 success and 2 advantages.
Damn, racking them up.
1 success, 3 advantages.
Jesus. I feel like advantages are like, here. You get an advantage, you get an advantage.
We have 16 already. So.
Okay.
So we
We've
can play
played-
around with it a little bit.
We've played for 50 minutes and we have 16 already. That's insane. Off of like 4 checks.
And I spent 2.
So, as you guys walk in here, Tarast, this is what you read about. So this is where that vergence is happening, and you feel it. You can't see it. You feel like this weird battle between dark and light, and for the most part, you feel that in these times, dark is definitely winning. There's an overwhelming sense of dark force in this cave. But as you enter, as Pawn enters, as Surrenda enters, and as Dao enters, you feel that light starts to pick up a little bit, and all of you feel this. And you feel that it's almost as if it's leveling out, closer to leveling out. It's not quite even, but you feel that the light is coming back, and it's a light that this cave hasn't seen in many years.
So the first person goes in, they feel a strong, darker presence, and then as each one of us walks in, it gets a little more light, so to speak.
Yeah.
That kind of sensation. Oh.
Yeah, and from what you've read, you've as I want to say, as hokey as this even sounds to you, this is what you feel the Force is actually being here. So it's in what you read in those old texts were that in this vergence is the dark side of the Force essentially battling the light side of the Force, and you may feel like that's throughout the entirety of the Force, that there's the sense of just conflict, and usually it's this nice yin and yang of, you know, equals in here, but now it's overwhelmingly dark. So as you continue further, it gets harder to just convince yourself to keep walking through. That dark hasn't lifted, but you do see that, as I said, like a beacon of light at the end. So now go ahead and give me a discipline check against 2 purple.
Okay.
1 advantage.
Okay.
4 advantages, 1 failure.
Complete wash.
2 successes.
Okay. So
Hold my hands, guys! Everyone hold hands!
so
Kisses.
Pon may be a bit not understanding what all is happening, but he's just like, guys, where are you at? But so Chris, you got the failure?
Yeah.
So go ahead and take a strain.
Ooh.
And
Feel the dark side.
yeah, it's hard for you to push through.
Mm-hmm.
Tarast, as you're pushing through, you start to sense these echoes of voices. Surrender, what did you get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Everything canceled
So
out.
yeah, you're able to continue.
I'm in perfect balance.
Pawn, you start to see these. I'll read the flavor text for you. Staring into the luminescent crystals, you see a multitude of confusing images. As centuries of history are depicted in a handful of seconds, you're not easily able to make sense of it. Although more information is conveyed in those brief instants than you would have thought possible, between the visions of the Jedi and the pilgrims and wonders of the Old Republic, you see a chilling scene play out that seems to be of great import. Flashing through a single frozen instant, you see a man in the garb of a local hunter enter the caves, emanating cruelty and disdain for his prey like a shadowing nimbus. His eyes never once flicker to the sides of the tunnels, where beautifully growing crystals rest in their natural splendor. Instead, his path takes him to a central cavern, in which a mature ice wolf mother tends to her pups. Darkness flows across the crystals, and the light within them briefly dims. The vision feels significant somehow, but you can't just see what happens next.
Ah! Did you guys just see that?
No.
And,
Yes.
and
I
Pawn,
can't see anything really.
Sorry.
Pawn, make another discipline check with a boost dice against 2 purple.
see anything.
Which
I
one's the
cannot
guy? The blue.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, light blue boost dice.
The blue.
One success.
So, ethereal figures coalesce in the air ahead of you, containing the vision that was cut off within the crystals. The hunter sights down his rifle at the Ice Wolf Mother's neck, then adjusts his aims towards her legs. A ghostly slug flies from the rifle and into the Ice Wolf, but the strange vision remains silent, with no crack of the rifle and no yelp of pain from the obviously injured animal. The hunter fires another shot, then approaches her litter with an open sack. He stuffs a cub after cub within glaring at their injured dead mother as if daring her to stop him. The apparition of the hunter becomes threaded through the vile-looking black veins as you watch, and when he turns to leave, they erupt from his body and worm their way through the ice cave walls. The vision and the ghostly figures fade, but you still sense the corruption the hunter's actions unleashed. For as long as the mark of his deeds remain upon this cave, his spite and cruelty will remain as well.
Oh, did any of you see that?
I didn't see anything.
I am blinded.
There was a malevolent presence long ago that took hold of a man. His own malevolence, his anger, and he killed a wolf mom, and with just pure hatred. And he stole and kidnapped her children, her cubs. It filled him, and it overflowed out of him, and it filled this room, this cave. This whole place is just his anger. We gotta, get those pups back. We gotta, bring them back home. We gotta right the wrong. Ugh. I think that guy might be the guy causing all this. Or someone working through that guy. Some darkness. Or I'm hallucinating. We have been here for a while, and I ate some mushrooms back there by the banks when I was fishing. Totally sure.
I was going to say.
This cannot be real. So now we have to hunt, find, track some pups.
Dow, you're the spiritual weirdo. You're the one who'd probably know if this is true or not. Is he hallucinating, or is this, actually real shit?
I don't see any of what he spoke of.
Go have the mushroom,
I
maybe you'll
feel
see
it, right?
things.
Can you feel it in the walls?
Okay, I'm going to try to test your theory.
Oh, God.
And she's going to go over to one of the crystals, and she's going to, press her hand against it, okay, let's see if I get visions.
Communing with the crystal.
You don't, but you do get the feeling that there is a sense of corruption in this cave.
This place is cursed.
I'm not getting any visions, Pawn, but I am getting the feeling that this cave is angry.
How do we bring it back?
Bring the babies back. I mean, they're probably full-grown wolves, so it might hurt, but...
Well, we have one fish that we can give them.
One fish to rule them all.
Cut it into thirds.
Have we reached the end of the cave? Have we reached the back of it?
No, you have not.
I think we might have to go further into this cave to find the truth.
I will try to push on, but I cannot see much of what is happening.
Just gotta do the next right thing.
Were the voices that I heard understandable, or was it just like a foreign kind of language?
It was essentially what Harvey's doing. It was like an amalgamation of just male, female, different dialects, different languages that all just kind of almost like when Bruce Almighty sends all the things to his head. It's almost like that.
Okay. And we still hear them, right? Or I still hear them.
It was just real quick, and then it
Okay, so it's over. Okay.
Tarast, you read about this more than I did. Did the bringing a holocron here help? Do we need to balance this with some sort of power?
I don't remember reading that specific detail to know for sure. Did I? Or would I have know the answer to that? No.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't in anything that I read.
I mean, if we are not to the end of this cave, we need to continue forth, I think. I mean, this seems to be the center of the madness, coming from here. I can feel it. I think we move forward.
Surrender's going to go over to one of the crystals real quick and just take a lightsaber and just a small chunk of it off.
Okay. And as you do that, you feel almost like that sense drain.
Drains from the crystal?
Mm-hmm.
She holds it, the crystal, and, like, puts it in her pocket. Souvenir.
Okay. So after about another 30 minutes of what you feel is just hard pressing forward, you emerge from a maze of tunnels in a vast cavern, and the dim illumination of crystals flares to a sudden brilliance that all but blinds you as you enter. When your eyes adjust, you see an elaborately marked metallic cube lying amid a pile of bones, half-eaten animal carcasses. As your attention falls upon the cube, you realize it must be the holocron from the temple. As a translucent figure projects from it, it is another holographic gatekeeper, like the curator, but considerably more severe in appearance. This one appears to be a stern-looking Zabrak female, made of golden light, dressed in austere robes that reveal armor plating beneath the folds of the fabric. A lightsaber hangs from her belt, but the harsh gaze she casts upon you is somewhat more intimidating. Her expression softens slightly slightly after a moment, and she speaks. I am the Warden of the Dawn Temple, and I greet you. Seekers of knowledge, your arrival is untimely, but not unwelcome. You have brought light into these caves, so let us hope you can endure the shadow it casts. The figure vanishes without further comment, and it looks like the holocron is safe to retrieve.
I will attempt to go grab it. Carefully, I'm not going to, like, rush towards it.
Okay.
Having seen
As you
movies
say.
before, I draw my lightsaber and, like...
Okay.
Do you have a bag of sand?
Make a Constitution save. No, I'm just kidding.
I was looking through the list.
So, Tarast, as you grab this holocron, on the other side, you see... I wish I could send you the picture. This sickly-looking matriarch of an ice wolf. It has what they describe as livid scars along her flank. Feelings of corruption you have endured ever since entering the cave seem to be emanating from this beast, as if she is their source. And it is time to cut the rot from the wound. But as you see this matriarch wolf stand up, it's like it doesn't have the strength to just come at you like a normal ice wolf that you've seen, and you probably read about in the local flora and fauna of Spintier.
I think we put it out of its misery.
But I want to
Surrender
pet her.
stares at it for a moment, and then, like, reaches into her pocket and pulls that crystal out.
I have a really dumb idea that I want to try out. And
I don't know that I'll object, but I'd like to know what it is.
Those are the best ideas.
I'm gonna put this rock against that wolf over there. and see what happens.
And so, Surrender, as you get close, it like tries to snap at you just weakly. I mean, as you put the crystal close to it, it has no effect.
Surrender does this, and she's going to like. She tries to put the crystal like, do. Nope. Kind of throws the crystal aside, and then she kind of like stares at this wolf. It's just like trying to move closer and like bite her, but can't. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Time for Plan B.
She turns quickly to Tarvest.
Tarvest, it's time to activate the fish strategy.
I will grab the fish out of my bag and just kind of set it on the ground near it, like within mouth range, and then quickly step back. No, I was going to say I'll cut it in half, but no, I'll just put the whole thing down.
And it doesn't care. It seems to keep trying to go for you all.
Is it trying to go for just us in general, or does it seem like it's trying
to go for
on
you.
any particular one?
You in general. And no initiative's really needed. It's pretty weak. You're muted, Chris.
Damn it. Is it protecting the holocron? Like,
No, Taras has the holocron already.
oh, we already have it. And our goal was to deliver the holocron back to the temple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Wolf has seen its better days. I would imagine we take it and out of its misery.
Can we tell if it's like injured, or does it just seem weak to us?
Oh yeah, it's like if you were to look at the some of the zombies in The Walking Dead, the ones that are just like slowly crawling to you.
So it kind of looks like she's literally held together by the dark side.
Yeah. Or whatever corruption
Evil.
may just be living in this cave.
Yeah, if we kind of get that much. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna risk the pain and I'm going to hold it and let it know it's okay to go.
Oh man, I Am Legend.
Which I
Vision's
Am
coming
Legend
up.
scene, yeah. Well, you hold it, and we'll kind of cut out of this. And as it finally, gives up.
Like I don't want to kill it myself, but like I wanted to know it's okay, so it might just quit holding on and just.
Yeah, the love of the light side is what cleansed it. I like it. We'll say that's better. And then as this happens, the sudden silence that replaces the sound of conflict expands until it becomes almost a noise in itself. The sounds of tranquility, healing, and much needed endings. The rage ebbs from the Den Mother's eyes and her life, and she looks at you almost thankfully as she expires. The light from the crystals on the walls grow even brighter, and you feel your spirits lift. As the cave's oppressive aura seeps away, the dark side presence has been cleansed. At least for now.
I literally teared up a little bit.
All you had to do is hug it.
Pawn.
Yeah,
That was good job.
I like animals.
That was good work.
Best we could have done.
There's a little bit of a dark cloud around Surrender. She felt a little bit of its pain. Took a little bit of that anger herself, but
That's fair.
she sees Pawn and smiles at him.
Good job.
We have one. The Warden. We take this back to the temple, and we find the jailer.
Okay. So you guys easily out of the cave. And as you see the cave, you see that what you thought was maybe like 75-25 of dark versus light is now back to that equal balance, and you feel what Taras you read in those books. You feel that the balance in this cave is here, and it's this calming presence. You understand why this was a place of meditation for the Jedi who inhabited the temple before. You understand that the light that you four bring are what help bring balance to this cave. Almost as if the temple being inhabited is what kept the place Spintier equal, balanced. But you head out and you get this nice feeling, and you head back towards the temple. And as you enter, the curator again chimes in. He's like, "Oh," and he kind of like looks at his clock as if there's time on his watch. He's like, "Much quicker than I expected. You do have," and he looks at the warden. Please follow me back to the holocron chamber. And he starts walking, and he's like,
I will follow.
Surrenda is like over her shoulder is a wolf.
I need to put this somewhere.
"Why do you have a wolf?"
Well, it kind of was like the big evil thing in the cave, and I feel like it needs to be put in a holy place. Undesecrated.
Okay. Maybe outside.
See, I was thinking about wearing her.
Whatever
In
you
honor.
do, could we restore this and get back to the task at hand, please?
Surrenda will put it outside and then come back with without it.
That's fair.
She'll bury it later.
Okay, so as you guys walk in and you kind of see that this has a groove that fits exactly onto the pedestal that the other holocron, that the three holocrons are on, and it fits a specific pedestal, so it's as if each holocron has its own groove that fits in there. And as you put it onto there, I'm assuming you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
A
I
soft
will.
click as the holocron slides snugly into place tells you that your task is complete. A moment later, you notice the humming of generators coming online as long dormant systems activate. The fierce-looking gatekeeper you saw in the caves manifests beside the curator, but this time, a wide smile replaces the harsh expression you saw initially. "My thanks to you. It is good to be within the Dawn Temple once more, and you return to the charge I was forced to leave unguarded. My duties must be resumed. And it is thanks to you that this is possible. Without the third gatekeeper, though, my knowledge remains extremely limited. But I will teach you what I know if you wish." And then her face turns stern. That wide, jovial smile just drops. "My lessons are not for the weak of body, mind, or spirit. I do not think that is a concern for you, but even a warden such as myself cannot protect you from your own failings. Be sure to make yourselves ready for the challenges to come. The last gatekeeper must be restored."
Warden, we are ready.
And you see a whole another set of books and stuff light up into the other archive. This time, it is mechanics, and it is blaster designs, it is lightsaber construction. And in those same archives, you see this drawer pops out, and it has kyber crystals of all colors and flavors. It has hilts.
I like the way you think, lady.
And so, if you do not have a lightsaber, this is your chance to build one.
Yeah, so is that the crystal that powers a lightsaber? I mean, fill me in.
What? Are you?
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
Are
I
you in
enjoy
Star Wars, bro?
I enjoy Star Wars, yes.
Okay.
Surface level.
Plebeian level. Star Wars. I've seen the movies. Travis, you knew that. You built the lightsaber, didn't you?
Not yet.
Captain Picard's my favorite character.
Luke Picard is my favorite.
Ray Bradbury is
man,
the greatest science fiction.
At the
You've just enraged thousands of nerds on the internet.
a coworker of mine at a restaurant was like calling out, and he goes, "Jean Luc." I'm looking for a Jean Luc. I'm like, dude, that's Jean-Luc, like Jean-Luc Picard. Ever since then, it's like, oh man, Jean-Luc Pickard. I love that guy.
Mr. Pickard. Excuse me, Mr. Pickard?
Mr. Pickard.
Well, I would definitely look and start. And I think if there's new tomes of information available, I would like to learn and read why these weapons are created. Like, what is the reasoning for creating such things of destruction, and then ultimately build one, I guess.
Well, you get the they were built for protection, and they're built for. It's like one side escalates, this side escalates, and it just keeps going, and it becomes like
I'm racist.
a tit for tat. But yeah, you can build yourself a lightsaber. So Dao, everybody else has one here, correct? Right?
I do.
Whoa, I can get another one? Neat!
No, I'm not going to do that.
Well,
There's just one kyber crystal.
I can't understand why we wouldn't want to.
Play, like, use mechanics for one attack, but just for looks do two.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I love it.
I don't want to change mechanics. I just want to be like, all right, the one from my past and the one that's mine.
Yeah, no, that works.
But Pun, if you do that, how are you going to punch people in the face and then slash them?
I punch them with my feet. I'm kick puncher.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's a few colors of lightsabers that I think the kyber crystal is like, isn't it white at first, and then when you activate it is when the energy turns its color based off your force ability?
I'm not sure about color scheming light side. I think it's that, like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to, like, color change, like, depending on your demeanor / path.
We'll figure that out later. You get a blue one.
I already have a blue one. I'll make it. I'll figure it out.
You can get green.
Do you have this in yellow?
Or the yellow, yeah.
No, yellow is saved. I know this. Yellow is saved for the Guardians only. So the Keepers of Knowledge. So in the very end of, I can't say I almost spoiled it. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Typo knows what
I'll take a blue one. I'll take a blue one.
That's fair.
I know somewhat. There's a difference between the yellows and legends and the canon.
Yeah.
Because I think yellow is just like the Sentinels or something in legends.
Yeah, they're like keepers of the guardians of the temples, typically. There's also gray ones, which are kind of cool. Google gray Jedi. Those are cool.
Oh, those are my favorite. Like, I love the gray, truly balanced Jedi. There is no light side. There is no dark side. There's only the unifying force.
We have so many nerds in here.
I wonder what kind of Jedi Surrenda would be.
Surrenda would be like, what color would be right before red?
So,
Orange.
What's the dice pool for a light sabre?
Yeah, can whoever has one on your character sheet, can you give that to him? I don't have character sheets with me.
Oh, I have it under my combat skills. 3 green. Never mind.
All right, well, so let's move on here. We do got some others to do. So you have about 5-6 hours of downtime as Heathen, the Curator, and the Warden are all just, working to try and figure out where this third one is. And after about a couple hours, your studies within the temple are interrupted by the voice of your old mentor, Heathen Roman, on the intercom. Good news, my friends! The gatekeepers and I believe we have determined the location of the last holocron. Come join us in the Great Hall. And so, beep, 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 beep. Once you assemble before Roman, the gatekeepers manifest beside her, beaming proudly. The Curator speaks first. Our senses have greatly weakened beyond this valley, and much of what the planet once was has changed with time. However, your Master Roman has been informing us of a new state of Spintier, and with her information, we now understand what we have sensed. The thieves who stole the other holocron were part of a syndicate, Roman informs us, operates from within the city of Relis. Tens of thousands live in the city, hiding the presence of a gatekeeper amidst the chaos of their lives and emotions, but it remains and can be restored. The Warden assesses each of you with a level stare, one to the next. You must travel to the capital and find the last holocron in order for the temple to return to its proper state. The temple cannot be allowed to lie fallow any longer.
Okay.
I've got nothing better to do. But do you mind if I take a couple of these books to study on the way out?
No, they must stay within the temple.
She empties her backpack.
Can you scan them?
We don't have that kind of time. So to the capital, where would we know where that's at?
Yeah, each planet has like a hub and a starport that you link from planet to
might be
planet.
where we came in.
That's exactly where you came in.
Okay. All right. And where did they say where we were going in the capital?
No, but you can ask.
Where in this capital are we getting? Where are we going?
And you see Heathen kind of step forward. Trust in the Force, and anything can be found. Use your senses. Of course, it also couldn't hurt to investigate the thieves who took the holocron in the first place, or those among the city elite who might be wealthy enough to buy such a rare item. And you remember from your readings that Relis is this huge disparity. And reading these, you understand that disparity of wealth came from when the imperial rule took over. So the rich got richer and the poor got poorer. So all of the poor now do anything they can to be working for the rich. So they're smugglers, they could be, pillagers, they could be anybody out just foraging for food. They could do anything that they are asking them to do.
Guess we go to the capital and we ask around.
Okay.
Use the Force.
Use the Force and run.
Run to
Let's go.
Okay. So we're gonna
Walk.
Yeah. Star wipe.
Sideswipe.
No, we do star wipes around these parts. So you all climb into one transport that you have, one ship, and it's Taras' ship. Taras, what's your ship's name?
The High Wind.
The High Wind.
Nice.
Sounds like it's from Final Fantasy, Travis.
It might be.
You climb into the High Wind and you fly over to Relis. It's a short travel from where you were, but as you look, you get a better sense of what you're reading. It is literally just this dense, packed forest with mountains that pop up. There may be a clearing or two, but that's what this planet is. So you arrive at a large open-air market. Nope. Wrong one. So you land, and being here for maybe minutes before you went to Mount Spintier, you do understand that there's different sections of the city. Where do you want to go first? I did say it already, so
Market. No, I think we should. I think we should start at the lower levels. Let's start with people with their ears closest to the ground.
The dock workers.
Yeah, and then work up to the elite.
sure.
I should let you know, I'm from a backwater, so I have no skills here.
That's fair. And it's a good sized city. It's 15,000 people here, and you instantly go to like the slums. You could again, the disparity between rich and poor is very clear. The middle class is gone, and yeah. So what do you want to do here?
Like?
It's too close to home, everybody. We have the best wars here. The biggest walls around the city. The best.
Is there any sense of the force strength of any kind here as we approach and enter the capital?
Specifically, what, like, do you get a feeling that something is here?
Something like the cave. Do we feel a heavy dark presence? Do we feel a neutral balance? Is there? I mean, or does it just feel like anywhere else?
Give me a discipline check, and it'll be against just one purple.
Rolling one advantage.
One advantage. You can't really tell. I mean, your senses are a bit overloaded. With what's happening.
Is there anybody like? Go ahead, Pon.
Oh, I'm just gonna walk around and just find a random person and start asking them questions.
Sure. What are you doing, Dow?
Oh, I was gonna go a little more calculated than that, and just see if I can pinpoint somebody who's like sitting on the corner, kind of like looking maybe a little suspicious. Maybe like they have that proverbial ear to the ground.
Yeah, sure. We'll play both out. So we'll start with Pon. Pon, give me a streetwise check with 3 purple.
Ooh.
All right, what's my streetwise? Let's see here. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. You said 3 purple? Awesome. Can I use a charm? Or not charm, but the an advantage? We got so many.
Yeah, you got like
ton.
500.
All right. I'll minus 2.
Thank you.
So yeah, I had a boost.
I've got 1 success and 1 threat.
Okay, so as you're asking people, what are you asking? Let me ask that first.
Hey, so who would be like a guy to talk to that like would want to buy like something super rare and weird?
And you get a lot of pissed off people right away. Who are you, man? That's none of your business. Get the hell out of here. Stuff like that. And then you find somebody who goes, man, I may have some ideas for you, but it's gonna cost you. How much money you got?
Some.
I ain't gonna do it. And he looks over you. How about that blaster pistol you have?
I don't know if I have I do not have a blaster pistol.
Well, then your friend has. I see it on his hip.
Or he's mistaking my lightsaber.
No. The one your friend has over there. And he points to
that's
Taras.
his, not mine. What do you say to like 50 credits?
Why don't you give me that blaster pistol and I'll get you some information. And so while that's happening, we'll go to Dow. Dow, what are you doing? You're just finding somebody?
Yeah, looking for more than just any random person that I come across. More like
Give me a streetwise.
trying to get their like emotion, and maybe I could use the force here. I can spend 1 force point to sense current emotional state of one engaged being. I don't want to make a bunch of force checks, but just like come across the first one I look at and maybe use the force there. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead and I'll give you a boost die for the force.
Okay.
Do that against a streetwise of 2 perps.
So you want me to roll streetwise 2 purples, 1 boost die?
Yeah.
And a force? Or
Well,
we'll
you
do
don't need
that
to
next?
Yeah, don't need to do the force.
All right.
I'll just give it to you.
Okay. That's a success and an advantage.
Okay. So yeah, you find somebody that's like adjacent to the guy Pon's talking about. It's like, yeah, maybe I could help you out. What specifically are you looking for?
It's something of a collector's item. It's about all kind of like yay big. It's a shape of sorts, glowing lights.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think it was. And he leans in real close. I think it was a guy named Heavy Gan and his movers. And then we're going to cut to Pon. Are you going to ask Taras for...
Hey, Trash, can I borrow your gun?
You want to? What are you gonna do with it? Are you asking quietly, or is this like a normal voice question?
Just a normal voice
Does
question.
Pon do anything quietly?
I think he can hear you. You're not gonna shoot him, are you?
What? No. Oh. I mean, no, but I mean, I now see why you would think that. No, he just wants it. But we'll get information.
I'll hand him my gun. With one hand on my lightsaber.
Okay. He's like, hey, a deal's a deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we're done with the information, we get this back, right?
That's not how this works. So hand
I'm
over
kind of
the...
new to how this works.
Okay, well, here, I'll help you. Hand it over.
But I mean, I'm only borrowing it. I can't.
Well,
I thought you just wanted to see it.
no, it becomes mine.
Oh, I mean, I can't do that.
He talks over your shoulder. He talks over your shoulder. He's like, hey, you. And he points to you, Tarast.
Yes.
So I had to deal with this guy. Are you gonna keep your end of this deal?
I'll
I thought
keep
you just
it.
wanted to see the gun, and
You can give him the blaster.
Can I be done with my conversation
No.
by coming back? Damn it.
No. Okay. So yeah, he takes the gun, and as he takes the gun, Dow, you come over. He's
I'm
like,
sorry to ask.
Dow, you're done, and you're coming back. I'm just kidding. And he kind of pockets the pistol. He's like, all right. So I can tell you that there's a few people in this town that really collect that high-end stuff you're looking for. I mean, again, I've never heard of some glowing orb. But Governor Hall, he's usually famous for collecting these unusual things. And I'll tell you, you maybe want to check him out.
Thank you. This guy's great. He gives great information, everybody.
Hey, I got something too. Heavy Gan and the Movers.
Is that a band?
It is some sort of trading syndicate.
Oh.
Not a band. When I said Heavy Gan, did that one person
He's
move at all?
he's
Any
looking
kind
at.
of-
He walked away after that, and he's looking at the
okay.
blaster that he just got.
I'm sorry to ask.
Is he within range for me to use force move to like pull it out of his hand?
What's your force move? Short range.
It does say short range. Since I
Um,
asked late, I will forgive if it's out of range. That's fine.
No, he's
It's just for fun.
he,
That's all I was
he's,
trying to do.
he's walked away. So I did say he walked away enough so he doesn't hear you talking.
Yep.
That would probably be medium range. You could move to do
I would
it if
agree
you
with
want. If you want, you could move to short and do it.
Let's do it. There has not been enough horsepower used in this. Let's do it.
Jesus.
I'm gonna move closer slowly,
Okay.
and that is one of the white die,
Yeah,
right?
just one white die.
Dark side.
You can do it if you want to take a strain.
I'll take a strain. Yeah,
Because you guys haven't really
it's
done it.
2, right?
Just one
Or
strain.
is it just 1?
Yeah.
Use some of
All
that.
right, yeah, I'll do the.
You
The
can
strain.
you can use advantage to recover your strain. Okay, so as you do this, he's sitting there and he just goes, "Whoa! What the hell?" And he sees, are you pulling it back to you?
Yep.
He's like, "What the hell? I thought, what is this? Some kind of rope trick?"
There was no timeline spent on how long you got to keep.
Man, what's mine is mine. He pulls out a blaster, and he's like,
So why do you need a blaster if you already have one?
"What? Because then I'd have 2 blasters."
Cool.
Man, you ever had two blasters at the same time?
I don't need them. I'm good enough with one of them.
What would you do with $1 million? And so he's like, he points it right at you. He's like, I'm gonna ask that you give that blaster back.
I'm gonna ask you to just leave it alone. I'm not gonna like activate the saber, but I'm gonna pull it off my.
Oh, you got yourself what is that? A magic pellet thing? And he kind of whistles.
Can I move next to Tarast and use the Force to check his emotional state?
Yeah, go and
I
roll.
want to see if he's kind of like,
He's
if
pissed.
he's like, yeah, if he's really going to go all the way, or if we can kind of back him down.
Oh, he's going all the way.
2 light side.
Ow.
Yeah. So you get the feeling that he's pissed, pissed off. Yeah.
Can I use this? Oh, no, you go.
I was just gonna say, maybe some credits will make up for this blunder.
And as you're talking, you see 5 more guys kind of half circle flank you all. And they're like, what's going on here? He's like, this dude, he stole my blaster. This is mine fair and square. And so they all pull blasters at this point.
Can I use this moment to enter the scene? Because I have not been in it, and
Yeah.
it's something I just want to do. Just say what Sorrento was doing. I just like to think that like this is going on, and like this tense situation's happening, and then suddenly a window smashes open, a man flies through it out into the street, and Sorrento like steps out of the window like,
Oh, that guy sure was a sore loser. What's going on here?
And as you see that, you see 6 people around the other 3.
she cracks her neck.
Maybe
Wait.
some credits can make up for this.
I already told you I want that blaster. Now either give me the blaster or we're going to have problems.
I like how he immediately went southern.
Are there any?
Shit.
I don't know what they would be on this planet, but like guards or
You
civil
don't-
servants.
You haven't seen much. One, this is
kind
a,
of in the-
security.
Yeah, we're kind of in the slums.
and 2, this
Yeah,
is
it's
this is an
security. It's a-
Imperial run planet, so there are stormtroopers. You have seen them.
Oh, okay.
So I will say what is very clear in the canon is that Force sensitive people and people with lightsabers, you done get hunted down if you're out. So
Keep it in, then if I would have known that.
no.
That's why
Nothing
I'm
has.
glad I didn't pull out my blade.
Tarast, I don't know if the solution.
Well, I mean, I think you should probably get. Oh God! Look, they're coming! And then I'm gonna like grab people, or I'm gonna just run.
And as you two run,
But I'm
you
gonna.
see
I want to bluff.
you see a speeder come in between you all. And then in the speeder is an enormous Twi'lek. Which, if you don't know what it is, Google it. Who appears to be equal parts fat and muscle. I love it. And a mix of burly figures from several different species. The Twi'lek addresses you as soon as you have a moment to take in the sight. Oh, I'm sorry this has happened, but I hear you've been asking a lot of questions, so might as well get in the speeder and we'll go take you to who you're asking questions about. And then he
Work
points.
for me. I'm gonna hop
He
on.
whistles at the other guys. He's like, "All right, go ahead. You stand down here. I'm gonna go take him to the boss."
I am getting on that speeder.
Tarast, you are
Is it good or a
keeping your
bad?
blaster. Well, Tarast gets to keep his blaster. And we don't fight in the streets.
I swore I thought you just wanted to like look at it. I didn't.
Weighs the options
just
of
get-
getting on the speeder with this
let's
man,
get in the
and just
speeder.
like her aversion to men in general is just like
Surrender.
close contact.
Surrender, we have to go.
Surrender still reluctantly
Come
like
on,
gets
get in
on
this
like
bike. I'll surrender.
she's like hugging your back and is like
So I assume you all get on.
Say a word and I'll gut you like a fish.
It's now just you and the heavy Twi'lek. The other muscle is kind of let you all get in. And he's like, so I heard you were asking questions. Now, before you go too far asking questions, I need to know what those questions are. Because around these parts, there's good questions and there's bad questions. Bad questions, you're going to get hurt. Good questions, I might be able to help.
Look for glowing rock.
Yep, that's about it. Just looking for glowing rock of some kind.
And as it's a short ride, so the speeder stops, and he's like, whistles to the two guys out front. Now, either step inside and we can talk, or this won't be a good scene right here.
Surrender gets off the speeder all too readily. He's like,
Without issue, I'll hop off too.
And
Yep.
Okay, so he follows you inside, and he's like, now I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I know what it's like to deal with bullies and thugs around these parts. Now, Hunter, that you say that, I can't get out of the southern twang. I fucking hate it. And the movers aren't even the worst of them. So if you're interested in making a stand for yourself, I can put you in touch with some people who can help. Maybe they can even help you with more than that. But I do suggest you stay away from the movers. He's like,
And just who is it you work for?
my apologies. I'm Pinder.
did you say Pinder?
Pinder, Pinder.
Oh, I thought you said he was on Tinder.
I mean, I don't want to overuse the Force here, but again, like, I don't know where this guy sits, so, like, an insight check, or can I use the Force to sense his emotional state again?
Let's see. What do you have?
Way to go, Diana Troy.
I'm sensing.
Something.
What do you
something.
have?
Let's see. Streetwise might be a good one to.
No, go ahead and just go ahead and roll the Force, but take a strain from doing it too much.
Okay, all right. I can do that. That's a dark side, so I'll take another strain.
Yeah.
So just checking his emotional state is.
He's a cool character. Just seems to be okay.
Want to help, or is,
He does want to help.
okay.
And so he's gonna be like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. What are you looking for?
We're looking for a holocron.
Can you describe it?
It's gonna be some sort of
Glowing
shape,
rock.
and it glows. And
That's fair.
we're sent to retrieve it.
She Surrenda, actually having knowledge of mechanical things and having had a chance to look at it close, point blank, will describe it a little bit more in more detail.
Thank you.
A polyhedral with almost a gold fillet.
And so
Seems to emit.
massive Twi'lek looks at you, Surrenda, and he's like, so I have seen that. I can say that there's really one person here who would buy that, and it's the governor. So that hasn't made it to him yet, and to be honest, we could stop it. But now, all this information, nothing's free around Reles.
Would you like a blaster for it?
Fucking
and
beat me to it.
He looks at you and he's like, "Son, it's gonna need to be more than a blaster."
2?
We can offer you a Dow.
I say, placing a hand on down.
Whoa! No! No!
I mean,
No!
you can.
I was
No.
only joking.
Oh.
Thank you, Serinda. I mean, we can repay you with a favor, but I don't think we have any.
So that favor is what
Credits.
I was hoping you would say, and what I'm going to ask you to do is it's not going to be now, but we're planning something. And he looks at all 4 of you, and he sees your lightsabers, and he sees your blasters kind of tucked underneath your cloaks or whatever you're wearing. There's a cell that needs to be taken care of.
There's a what?
A cell, like a terrorist cell.
Like a group of people?
Oh.
Like a rebel cell.
We get the
Like,
holocron.
when you say rebel,
That's the GM laughing, not him.
Serinda just keeps nodding. She doesn't watch the Star Wars movie. She doesn't think the rebels are good guys.
So see how this place prospers? And you see how, like, things come in orderly fashion and everything is just brought together? That rebel cell wants to tear this apart from the inside. So we're going to stop that. And you helping me is a small price to pay for me helping you.
Would it require us
there
to
were-
use blasters?
Probably, as well as... I'm pretty sure
Well-
that's...
I knew there was going to be a catch. But the good thing is, we're very good at catching things explicitly with blasters.
What? I don't even... I assume
Show
you
him
hate
the
things.
fish.
No.
He's talking about fish. No, she's talking
I'm,
about.
I'm confused.
It
So-
has nothing to do with you. Don't worry. It was a joke to the others. It fell flat.
Inside
Very
joke,
flat.
y'all.
Can we intercept this holocron before it gets to Governor
I would suggest we do that right now.
first, and then we help you with your
It's
cell.
going tonight, and we can go now into Heavy's den, so to say.
Oh, so we're taking. The cell is manned by Heavy Gan.
No. Heavy Gan has the holocron.
Oh,
The
okay,
cell
okay.
is
Okay.
what you're gonna do for me later.
I mean, I don't see any other option. So,
Out of
Dow is-
character, I don't know.
yeah, Dow's kind of weighing this. He doesn't like using force
will be
so
easy.
much, but all right. No other options.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys get into his speeder and you drive away. It's a good 15 minutes across the city, and you go through a nicer area where it's very high class. Everything's well maintained, and then you go into like the storage district warehouse. Like you can see there's a lot of shipments coming in and out, and it's like adjacent to where the actual starport is, and ships come in. And so he stops. He's like, "All right, so it's however you want to do it. It's right in that box." And he points to a warehouse that's across the yard, just this nice paved area, not a yard. And you see there's a lot of traffic of people just in and out, moving. And he's like, "You just gotta go get it."
wait, what do you get out of them being gone?
I get your help.
No, I mean, just what? Why do you want us to do that? Just, are you trying to impress a boss?
order's maintained here, and they're against the order. They're the
so you
chaos.
just need a plan. Okay.
No, I don't need a plan.
I've got an idea.
I need muscles. But don't worry about that now.
You need order.
Just
Yeah.
I held up my part of it. Go get it.
I've got an idea.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll get off the speeder and start
And so as you
stepping away from the speeder to make a plan.
give me a perception check too.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make it too because I was about to roll something.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this guy. I'm trying to get a read on him. If like this is all part of his plan of like he's trying to get out 2 enemies with one thing. Because Serenda does not trust this guy as far as she can fucking throw him, and he's a fat man, so I can't throw him far.
Any purple on the perception check?
Yeah, 1 purple. Let's see, Serena. What do you want to roll like an insight check if we were playing D&D here?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think cool would be fine.
Okay. Should I roll that perception check too, or no?
Yeah, that will be done as well. Against, okay. I think I said 1 purple.
I got 3 advantages, 1 failure.
1 failure.
On the cool or the perception?
The perception failed.
Perception.
Okay. Tarast and Pon, would you roll for your perception? Against 1 purple, you all failed?
Maybe. And what's the thing for the cool?
It would be just 2 purple.
Okay.
3 advantages, 1 failure.
Oh my god.
And I got 2 advantages.
Nobody passed.
I got 2
lot
successes and 1 advantage on reading the guy.
Okay, yeah, you get that there's definitely something more in this for him. He's pretty eager to get rid of the rebel cell that's here. You can't tell why.
Is there an eagerness also to get rid of these the heavy Gans as well?
You get the feeling that it's almost like they work in they're independent of each other, but if one falls, the other gets a boost. So there is so if they work independent of each other, they're they kind of have their own territories to an extent, but if this falls, maybe he expands his territory, maybe whatever else.
So,
exactly what I thought.
He's invested in both Heavy Gan and the rebels falling, it seems. Okay.
It's fair to say.
Well, interesting.
Interessante. Okay, so everybody failed your perception. Go ahead and make whatever plan you're going to make. How did it was 1 purple, right? Everybody rolled 1 purple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had 1 yellow, 1 green. And it didn't work.
Oof.
Yeah, I had 2 yellow, or 1 yellow, 2 green.
I passed the check. I passed the check that I was actually invested in.
Pawn.
Okay.
You look eager. You look eager with a plan.
Yes. Are we out of distance from Pinder? Like, are we
You
away
could
from
be.
Pinder? We walking towards our destination?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he just needs to look good for his boss. So why don't we just talk to the rebels and be like, hey, meet up with Pinder and just disband every once in a while. He'll take credit for getting rid of them. He'll rise up in the ranks. Oh no, more rebels have reassembled. And then he can keep getting rid of them, which keeps making him look like he's doing good at his job while keeping the rebels alive.
How does that get us the holocron?
Well, if he gets to convince his boss that he's the one responsible for getting rid of the rebels that just scatter for a bit and then go into hiding for a little while and then recoalesce, he'll still look like he's the one that did it, that we did our job. No one has to die.
I personally think that man's a snake.
Well, yeah, but if he's a snake with the rebels and they're in on it together, he just gets to profit.
No, I mean that I think he's a snake because he's trying to get 2-for-1 deal on us.
Right, and I'm offering a 3-for-1.
I think he's trying to get us to take care of this heavy Gan and also get us to deal with the rebels for him. Because I think he stands to benefit from both.
Sure, but we will too. And the rebels will also benefit. Everyone wins.
I don't give a fuck about the rebels.
See, I used to work for a slaver, and he took particular interest in me because I was really strong. And I listened to a lot of what he talked about.
So you want to go in here and negotiate with Heavy Gan?
No, we're negotiating with the rebels. Heavy Gan has nothing to do with this. We're making Pinder look good.
I think those are two separate.
Yes, sorry, they are.
There are 3 different groups. There is Pinder, there is Heavy Gan, and his movers, and then there's the rebels. And he wants to get rid of the rebels to look good, so that way Heavy Gan looks bad.
So
we have no idea where the rebels are.
But you have where the holocron is and where you're at is where Heavy Gan is. He has the holocron.
Yeah.
He's helping you find it and know where it's at. In turn, later, you will help him deal with the rebel cell.
And I think that's how we're going to be able to deal with them. Is that they'll work together while also being opposed.
Miranda's got the mentality of, okay, we'll get the holocron, we'll be doing him a favor in this way, and then we fucking leave.
I mean, that's kind of my idea, is we just get the holocron and then we don't deal with the rebels at all. We try
already doing him a favor.
Yes, but nobody dies.
Well, except that the conflict will still continue between the rebels and Pinder, when we can nip that in the bud.
We still have to get the holocron first.
Yep, let's do that.
And then I'm all for negotiating with the other cell.
Okay. So as you guys
watched way too many mafia movies.
As you get closer, you see that everybody is almost just as they work here. There's no like muscle. There's nothing. They're all kind of in uniforms, just moving stuff in and out with like almost like pallet jacks without wheels that are kind of floating.
I just walk up to some random person. It's like,
hello there. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? There's really no civilians in here.
What's the deal with Heavy Gan?
Well, he's our boss, and he runs pretty much this entire ward. Again, no civilians in here. Is there?
So, are you guys like shipping goods? Are you smugglers or something else?
Well, I mean, as you can see, he has the giant pallet jack. And he's like, well, I mean, we're shippers? I'm kind of confused. What's your question? Do you want me to go get Heavy Gan? Would that help you?
Oh, no, I was just curious. Thank you. I'm doing a school project.
Oh, you seem a bit old for school, but okay.
I failed many classes.
And he just continues on.
All races grow differently.
Right?
That's true. Okay.
Harassed, did you have an ability to be able to like feel the force, or were you, or did that?
I did not have a specific ability for it.
Surrender just had. Surrender comes back to you because she just had to like figure out what the morality of the situation was, and like whether we were dealing with the mafia or whether we're just dealing with like a front or something, maybe.
And so I'm going to say you all have communicators because you would anyways. Like, that's a thing. And you hear
those are on our character sheets.
Yeah, there's
comlink.
You hear Pinder over your comlinks go, "It's the box in that warehouse B right in front of you. Go in there, grab it, and bring it back here."
Okay.
All right, cool. Just walk like I own the place and just wander over to it.
Give me a skullduggery check.
Oh yeah, I just love that word.
I love, yeah.
Skullduggery.
And it'll be against 1 purple. You haven't really aroused any suspicion on this side of town yet.
2 successes.
Yeah. You all kind of hang back.
Sorry. No, wait. I had a yellow on there. So let me re-roll. Sorry. 1 advantage.
Okay. I mean, you don't fail, so I'm just going to say you do it. You walk in there, and somebody's like, hey,
Eh?
do you work here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Too dumb to doubt.
And the guy talks to his partner. He's like, these damn new guys. I swear. It's like we can't just keep good help around here anymore. And he goes, hey, the boxes go on the fucking ship.
Can't be that easy.
Go. And just keep walking.
Okay.
Brenda's just like watching from afar, and she's got a smile on her face. She is enjoying Pawn, actually.
Okay.
The sheer simplicity of this plan.
It's sad that in real life it works so well.
It really does. People I was like,
Nobody wants.
Are you bringing the box back to the speeder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, you all get to the speeder,
that down.
and Pinder's like, all right, well, let's get out of here before we open this thing, okay? And so he kind of tucks it into a compartment. You guys drive off, and he's in. So as you make it back to his place, he's like, now, if you guys can use that when we do the next task, that's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna suggest that you don't screw me, because it's not happening today. It's not happening tomorrow. But we will deal with that. And he grabs a crowbar, opens the box, and he pulls out the holocron and hands it to whomever. And then after that, you see him kind of take out 3 small bags, sealed bags, and he kind of puts them into his pouch. He's like, well, I'll be calling
those
you.
Small bags were in the box?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be calling you guys when your services are needed.
Cool. We got the we got the glowing rock. And what'd you get?
This is where your line of questioning would probably be better to just come to an end.
We got lucky once.
We were
Let's
friends.
just not
We
push
were
it.
sharing. We are friends, but I'm just not going to answer that question.
Okay.
I wonder if there's a
I'm
knowledge
using-
skill I can use for this.
Yeah, my interest is piqued.
Could I roll some sort of knowledge, perhaps?
Let's see what kind of checks are out there.
Knowledge.
Roll a
I didn't use
streetwise
that.
check.
Okay.
And it's going to be against 3
I'm not
purple.
good at this.
Everybody can
Okay.
do
I'll
that
burn
as they
die.
check.
I'll burn 2 advantage to get a die.
Alright, we have a ton.
Yeah, so everybody go ahead and roll a boost die and take off 10 or 8 advantage.
And we're doing
I got 1 advantage back. Oh yeah. Just 1 advantage.
Okay.
And against how many purple?
3.
One failure.
2 success, 1 threat.
One failure.
Alright, so Tarast, you instantly know what this is. This is spice. And you see it, and your eyes, your body shifts uncomfortably. And he looks at you and he goes, now I suggest you ignore what you just saw and move on. I will call you when your next job is needed.
I don't know what I saw. I have no idea. Not a clue. So, nothing to remember.
And he just turns and walks away.
Turn and walk away as well.
Okay, so are you guys heading back to
I'm gonna
your...
punch him in his fat fucking face.
No. No.
Let me do it. Let me do it. I'll fuck him up.
Not now.
Just holding me back.
We are in the a den of thieves. Not now.
So, do we have access to message him on comms since he was able to message?
You can try it.
Serenda's
one to
gonna
make note.
check herself for bugs of any sort. Because he said he's gonna find us. She's like, how is he gonna do that?
Paranoid. Are you
No,
on the
she
spice?
straight up does not like that guy.
You seem paranoid. Are you on the spice?
I haven't been on the spice for years.
No.
Swear I'm clean. So we have a little bit of time to kill now that we got the.
Well, I think we go take the holocron back
Yeah, that's the last.
and just
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
He asked us then to use it, but I say we take it back.
Okay.
Yeah, because he said like 2 days, not today, not tomorrow, but
In a couple days.
yes. I know this is dishonest, but I'm kind of with Serinda. I do not
I'm just
like
gonna
this
tell
guy.
him my plan when we're leaving. So that way he can try to take care of it that way.
Okay, and that's fair. And
I have a better idea.
Toss
Let's
our
do
comms
something
and he doesn't know our
wouldn't
names.
expect. Let's go
What?
Let's go find this group ourselves.
I will suggest you take the holocron back
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
you
I
do
think
that.
that's like task
Sure.
1, holocron.
We've gotten into enough trouble this evening, partially thanks to me.
Okay.
I think we just go get it back.
And I can say, Pawn, you can have that conversation really quick as he's walking away. He's like,
Hey, just to let you know, like, this would be a great idea. It'd benefit both you and them. Blah, blah, blah.
I think I have a better idea. I'll call you when we're ready. But I'll keep it in mind. You seem real smart, kid.
I'll hold back a smile.
Okay, and so I imagine you all go back to the High Wind
The ship!
Highlander. I don't remember what it's called.
Hi, Wendy. You were right the first time.
And you fly back. You taking the last holocron?
The final holocron. Now.
So you snap the final holocron into place. Perceives the sound of new systems deep within the temple whirring to life, just as with the previous artifact. The curator and the warden manifest with pleased expressions, joined shortly afterward by a hologram formed of pure white light. The final gatekeeper. The figure is a short, human-like Miraluka. I don't know what that race is. I'll have to look that up. Dressed in plain robes, and wearing a blindfold over his vestigial eye socket. His round face creases with a smile as he observes you within the holocron room. At last he speaks. Greeting, young aspirants. I am called the Jailer, custodian of the Dawn Temple. It is my duty and my burden to oversee the care of those who have fallen to the lure of the dark side of the Force, and to return their wounded spirits to the light. I understand from my compatriots that you are to thank for restoring me to my place in the temple, and for bringing new hope into these dark times. If you will forgive me, I must begin a diagnostic of dormant systems and ensure nothing has gone amiss in my absence. I will help you through your journey as long as you can help stay here and restore light to this land. And that's where we're going to end it. So this is the end of this small arc. I do want to say we'll give everybody the chance to kind of prologue. Is that right? Epilogue. Thank you. My brain. It's 10:45. My brain's not working. The epilogue of your character, real quick, and we'll start opposite order. We'll start with Tarast. What would Tarast do? Would he stay here and hang out?
Yeah, I think I would. I would love to learn more about the Force and my lightsaber and all of that. So that's all I care about at this point. Now that I'm back together with Romans, I want to stay here.
Okay.
Try and become a pseudo Jedi, because that's been my lifelong dream.
Okay. That's fair. I like it. We'll move up to Pawn.
Pon will hang around as long as Roman needs their bodyguard, because that's a job I had before. But it's like I'll pick up and learn from my friends for a little bit, but I'll probably get bored and end up wandering to some world and end up selling my sword arm to a just cause.
That's fair. Enjoy it. Okay. Surrender.
Surrender will stick around a little bit and just study the combat manuscripts and everything. Learn a little bit more about the weaponry and all that. Though she'll probably get a little bit chafed at the idea of you have to repress your emotions.
I don't want to repress my emotions.
So eventually she'll probably leave off on her own way. To the dark side, perhaps? Probably not,
yeah.
but I mean, maybe. She actually probably would head off with Pawn or something. Oh, you're going? Looking for an excuse.
Okay.
I'll follow you until I find someone else.
And Dow.
I think Dao would kind of stick around for a little bit more, try to get some more information and just knowledge, and then head back to his home world of Jiran 7 and kind of bring back this plethora of knowledge that he's gained in this short amount of time, try to impress the elders and teach them, show them that there's a different way of learning and that you can gain, wisdom and enlightenment outside of their rigid teachings. And yeah,
Love it.
probably unsuccessful, but now that he's been out, he'll probably go out again.
Okay.
You can't follow the rigid teachings. You have to follow the other Jedi's rigid teachings.
And
One to the other.
that's where we're going to end it. That's the end of the story. And I do appreciate everybody hanging out and playing. We're still finalizing the party for our Force and Destiny. And hopefully we'll be able to continue this under a new campaign with full-blown, fleshed-out characters. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on Wednesday night. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next Wednesday for Wildmount Session 0.